Hey guys, and welcome to the latest Kronos AV Review Diaries. Today we want to do something a little bit different, and we want to focus on a question we get asked here a lot at Kronos AV, and that is, how much does it cost to actually get into HiFi or into an audiophile system? And of course that question varies massively because there's lots of ways to do it, but we wanted to focus on really a rough idea of what we would say it takes to get into a true HiFi system, and as you can see here, give you a few examples of popular products that also a lot of people go to and why we feel that they're actually a great product to start with. So there is a massive misconception, I would say, in HiFi that people do believe that you have to spend tens or hundreds of thousands of pounds to simply get into a good quality system. And that is honestly not the case. Particularly more recently, we've seen a lot of products come out that are designed as an entry-level point for people to let them get the idea of that audiophile sound and then the ability to upgrade as you go. The key thing to remember if you are either just getting started in HiFi or you're quite new to it is you have upgrade paths no matter what. So as long as you work with the right dealer from the start, they will set you up where you have a full upgrade path, and you can take that upgrade path as far as you wish, really. It's depending on you and your budget. But that does come down to having the right dealer in place, because they will obviously set you up from the start that everything you do can be tweaked to suit your needs. So to give you an idea of what I mean by that is, if we take, for example, here we have the Blue Aura V50. Now this is essentially what would be called a hybrid valve amplifier. It's got valve here on the input stage and a solid state in the output stage. There is a big advantage to that. Obviously this is 50 watts a channel, so that's going to give you plenty of choice towards speakers, but also a really good dynamic audiophile sound. But of course, because you have the valves in the input stage, you're going to get that warmth, that naturalism, that realism. So it's going to push you into that more hi-fi sound as against a cheaper stereo type sound. It does come with Bluetooth built in, so that's going to give you the opportunity to try out streaming and things like that. And of course, if you like that, you can always add a full Wi-Fi streamer in later. You can obviously run a CD player as well if you have a range of CDs available, or as we have here as well, you could look into turntables. Now the turntable we have here again is from the same manufacturer, Blue Aura. This is a Blackline PG2. So this turntable here is under £300. It's a really high quality turntable for the price. It's got full electronic speed control, so you can run 33 and 45 RPM. It's fully automatic, so of course you've got your stop start for the start and end of vinyl. It's got a fully adjustable tone arm, which is really nice because it gives you the opportunity essentially to get an entryway into tone arm setup. So you've got your counterweight here on the rear for getting your cartridge weight correct. You've got your anti-skidding wheel here as well. And of course your tone arm lift. That's really nice because it gives you a chance to tweak your turntable without the opportunity to do any real major damage to your stylus. Obviously, as you go into higher end turntables, there will be more setup required. So this is nice because it gives you the very basics without the risk of doing serious damage to expensive equipment. This does obviously have normally come with a dust cover as well. We've just removed it for the video. So it's pretty much everything you need in a turntable. It's also got a built-in phono stage as well. So again, that allows you the opportunity to use it with a much wider range of amps. Moving on to the speakers here, we have the Monitor Audio Bronze 50s. These speakers come in just under £400. So again, a really cost-effective speaker, but by no means are these an entry-level basic speaker. These are designed to be essentially a proper hi-fi audiophile speaker. Real high quality tweeters and drivers. If we spin it round here, as you can see, fully rear ported, really high quality binding posts, high quality links. So these are all the aspects you're going to see in a much higher end speaker, but it's just being done in a more cost effective way. But the key thing that I wanted to point out here on this system is every single point of this system can then be upgraded. So you can change your amp, you can change your turntable, you can change your speakers, you can change your cables, you can add streamers, as I mentioned before, you can add outboard phono stages, you can add power supplies, the list goes on and on and on. And the other advantage to that is, and one of the unique things we have here at Kronos AV, is that ability to create a sound that is specific to you as an individual. So obviously when you're starting out at HiFi, it's very hard for you to necessarily know exactly what sound you want to achieve. You need to listen to quite a few things and even maybe live with the system for a little bit of time, because then you will notice things that you like in the sound and things you don't like. Once you know those, you can come back to us, explain the pros and the cons, and what we can then do is tweak the system to suit the needs that you want. So for example, maybe you're saying it's a little bit fatiguing. I can listen to it for say half an hour, but then it gets a little bit tiring to listen to. We can figure out what's doing that, whether it be the speakers, whether it be the cables, or what in the system that's causing that fatigue. Maybe you're saying you want more warmth from the system. Again, maybe it's needed to change the amp. Maybe it's again a cable. It could be something very, very basic like that. And if you've come to the right dealer, you can change that and tweak it. It's what we call here Kronos AV system synergy. And system synergy is all about us setting up a system for your specific needs. So every single system will be different depending on each customer, because each customer will have different wants and needs and have a different sound that they like. And that's what really we're about here at Kronos, and why we've won 13 awards now. We've now 3 global awards. And that's part of the reason why, is because we curate systems which are designed for each individual specifically. As I mentioned before, if you work with the right dealer from the get-go, your upgrade paths are then super simple to do. Again, at Kronos, we do things like trade-ins or 0% finance, which gives you the opportunity also to upgrade. So for example, you came back and you said, guys, look, loving my system, I want to take it to the next level, what do I do? For example, we could say, okay, we have the blue aura here, we've got 50 watts a channel. If you're happy with your turntable, that's fine. Maybe let's look at speakers, or maybe let's look at improving the cables throughout the system. But again, we can demonstrate the differences you're going to hear, and the different qualities you're going to do, what sort of budget you're going to need to do that. Or again, you can come to us and say, guys, like I have £1,000 to spend on upgrading the system. Tell me what to do. Here's the sound I want. That's exactly what we're here to do. And that's the point of having us here, really, is to get that advice, that experience. Obviously, we have a wealth of experience because we're able to work with these products every single day. It's not that we can hear necessarily better. That's not what we mean by that. It's purely that we have a lot of training, a lot of knowledge. And obviously, I'm one of the younger guys here at Kronos, but some of the other guys here have literally 40 years of experience in this industry. Combined with hundreds of years experience. So there's not many questions we won't be able to answer, and there's not many systems or sound types that we can't match. So it's really to show, essentially, like if we take this system for example as well, we've got an amplifier here at 700. Now there is cheaper amps out there, but this is one we love because it gives you massive upgrade opportunities. It gives you obviously that valve technology, which is really nice, and it gives you an introduction to streaming with Bluetooth. But so we have an amplifier here at 700, a turntable at 300, and speakers at about 400. So this here system, fully kitted out with cables, everything you're going to need, would be around £1,500. So, but that is giving you a proper audiophile style sound and full upgrade path moving forward. And again, you can trade these things back in. So say you decide you want to upgrade your turntable, you can trade this in with us, and obviously we'll give you a part exchange price against moving up in the range. So really it's not crazy expensive to get into HiFi. Obviously that is respectful to everyone's budgets and finances, but it doesn't cost as much as many people think. And again, there's likes of 0% finance, so you could buy this system on finance and pay it off over 12 months, 18 months, etc., which makes it much more affordable again. So I hope this video is kind of giving you a very quick insight into the pricing that there can be to actually get into HiFi. It honestly doesn't have to cost the earth, and you can start small and build it as much as you want. The more and more you enjoy your system, the more and more you're likely to want to improve it. If you have the budget to do that, of course, then you're going to make the right upgrades. The one thing we would say is, as mentioned before, it is worth speaking to a dealer such as ourselves when you're making those upgrades. You can do your own research, of course, by all means. We highly encourage that. Sometimes it is worth, though, giving us a call to see if it's the right move or if there's maybe something you could have missed. Again, it's not that we know better as such, it's just we have that experience from working in the industry. And ultimately, what we do here is we want the customer to get the best sound for the cheapest price, and we want to tailor it to make sure it's your needs. So the other thing really is that you need to be careful as well with, say, reviews. A product, we've had this before, maybe a customer's seen a product, it's been rave review about it, really, really good review. But the problem is when he puts that product into his existing system, it just doesn't work. The synergy, as I mentioned before, isn't right, and he hates the sound. And that's because that product on its own is very, very good. There's no doubt that the review's wrong. It is a brilliant product, but you got to match it with the right other pieces in the system. So again, that's where maybe as a dealer, we can maybe advise, because you can do your own research, of course. As I say, we always encourage that. But sometimes we can maybe go, oh, actually, no, that's not a good way to go because this is what's going to happen. And again, that's just because we are in the industry, obviously, and we have that experience for you guys, and it's free. So we always say, give us a call, give us an email, live chat, any way you want to come in store, of course. And we're always happy to chat through things, explain, go through things, demonstrate things, and ultimately try and get you the system that you've always wanted. So I hope this video has given you a very, very quick overview of what it can cost to get into HiFi, what the future can kind of hold for you as well in HiFi, and maybe even some of the pitfalls and advantages of getting dealers' advice, avoiding expensive mistakes, for example, as I mentioned before, with maybe a reviewed product that maybe doesn't work with your system. And of course, please, 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 always feel free to get in touch. We're always happy to help. This is obviously passion for all of us as well, so we love chatting through HiFi with you guys. So please, 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 always feel free. No question's a stupid question, honestly. So it's best always to ask before making a mistake. So I hope this has been helpful in some way. I hope we at Kronos can be helpful to you as well in the future with advice and future purchases. And of course, they say, always please feel free to get in touch. And I hope to see you guys in the next one.